Three kids, Alex, Lily, and Max, ventured deep into the heart of the sinister woods, driven by an insatiable curiosity that danced with danger. The towering trees, shrouded in darkness, whispered ominous secrets as the wind whistled through their gnarled branches. A foreboding mist crept along the forest floor, creating an eerie atmosphere that sent chills down their spines. A palpable tension hung in the air as they cautiously stepped through the treacherous undergrowth. The sweet songs of birds were replaced by an unnerving silence, broken only by the rhythmic thumping of their hearts. Every rustle, every crackle of a twig set their nerves on edge, anticipating an unknown terror lurking in the shadows. Their anticipation turned to dread as they stumbled upon a clearing, the ground bathed in an otherworldly glow. Something grotesque lay sprawled before them, a sight so abhorrent it seared into their impressionable minds. The body, mangled and contorted, bore twisted bruises that mirrored the tormented expression etched upon its lifeless face. Pools of blood, like macabre paintings, stained the once pristine earth. A collective gasp escaped their lips, stifling screams of terror that threatened to burst forth. The raw horror overwhelmed them, making their hearts pound and their breaths shallow. They could almost taste the malevolence that saturated the air, an intangible malevolence that whispered of unspeakable darkness. Summoning their courage, they fumbled for their cell phones, fingers trembling with a mixture of terror and determination. As they dialed for help, their eyes never left the grotesque tableau before them. Each passing second was an eternity, amplifying the dread that coiled around their hearts. The police responded with a disturbing swiftness, their presence further heightening the sinister aura that clung to the woods. But as they arrived at the clearing, a maddening turn of events unfurled. The once horrifying sight had vanished without a trace, as if the fabric of reality itself had been torn asunder. Panic seized the officers, their voices laced with disbelief as they interrogated the kids relentlessly. The children, their innocence shattered by the encounter, recounted the horrors they had witnessed, their words laced with trembling fear. But to the officers, their tale seemed impossible, a distorted fantasy birthed from fevered minds. The search for evidence yielded nothing but a maddening void of darkness. The forest, cloaked in its maleficence, offered no answers. The ground betrayed no signs of struggle, the trees stood as silent witnesses, refusing to divulge their secrets. It was as if the very essence of the woods had conspired to devour the truth, leaving only bewilderment and mounting terror in its wake. Days turned to nights, and the tale of the body in the woods mutated into a nightmare-fueled legend, whispered in hushed tones by those who dared to tread near the forest's edge. Tales of vengeful spirits, ancient curses, and unspeakable horrors echoed through the minds of the townsfolk, forever bound to the chilling memory of that fateful day. Haunted by their encounter, the children gazed into the abyss of the woods, their innocence forever lost. No longer would they bask in the sunlight's warmth without a lingering dread, for they knew that the sinister depths concealed a darkness beyond their comprehension. Their hearts raced, their imaginations ran wild, forever plagued by the question of what truly lurked within the heart of those malevolent. The blistering sun beat down on the group of kids, each step stirring up a cloud of dust that clung to their sweaty skin. They were eager to reach the lake, to cool off in the murky depths of the water. But as they approached, they couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The air was thick with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, but it was tainted with the stench of decay that hung like a thick fog over the water. The lake was still and lifeless, the water an opaque green that sent shivers down their spines. Despite the ominous signs, the kids jumped into the water, splashing and laughing as they tried to ignore the unease that had settled in their stomachs. But as the day wore on, the sky grew dark and ominous clouds rolled in, casting the lake in an eerie twilight. The wind picked up, whipping their hair and clothes around them, and the trees around the lake began to creak and groan, as if in warning. As they packed up to leave, the kids realized that Tommy, one of their own, was missing. Panic set in as they searched the shoreline, calling out his name. Then, they heard it, a faint splashing sound, coming from the center of the lake. With a sense of dread, they rushed back into the water, and saw Tommy's hand breaking the surface, his eyes wide with terror. Something was pulling him down, dragging him deeper into the water with an unseen force. The thunderstorm raged around them, the lightning illuminating the water in stark flashes, casting eerie shadows across the surface. And then, one of the kids saw it, a figure standing at the edge of the lake, its empty eyes fixed on them. It was a ghostly apparition, the spirit of a young boy who drowned in the lake years ago. As they struggled to free Tommy from the invisible grip that held him, they felt an overwhelming sense of dread. They knew that they were in grave danger, and that the ghostly presence at the edge of the lake was not there to help them. Finally, they managed to haul Tommy onto the shore, gasping for breath. They ran for their lives, their hearts pounding with fear. From that day forward, the lake was shrouded in a dark aura of fear and terror. The kids who had gone there that fateful day knew that they had narrowly escaped with their lives, but they also knew that they would never forget the horror of that day. And they knew that the ghostly presence that haunted the lake would continue to claim victims, as it had for.
I hope you enjoy the content I upload. If you like what I'm doing, why not think about clicking on the subscribe button to keep up to date on my uploads. Thank you all for the great support.
Once upon a time, there were two siblings, Lily and Jacob, who were on a mission to deliver their grandma a special birthday present. They had heard rumors of a shortcut through the woods that could get them there quicker. However, they had never been to these woods before, and they didn't know what horrors lurked in the darkness. As they made their way through the eerie forest, the sky turned a deep shade of red, and the trees swayed violently, as if alive. Suddenly, they heard an ominous noise, like the rustling of leaves, but louder. They looked around but saw nothing. The noise grew louder and more distinct, like someone or something was following them.